The Rolls Royce Cullinan. Pricing of the 2024 Rolls Royce Cullinan starts at $391,750 and goes up to $453,250 depending on the trim and options. In the make-believe scenario that we could afford a Cullinan, we'd choose the crystal paint scheme, the 22-inch 7-spoke wheels, the gold-plated Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament, and the electronic tow hitch. We'd spec the immersive seating with center console option, which gives the rear seats massage functionality and replaces the center seat with a console that doubles as a cooling bin with 2 champagne flutes and a whiskey decanter. And we wouldn't pass up the opportunity to have the fabric above our heads display a fiber-optic Starry Night Sky via the Shooting Star headliner. Finally, we'd add the rear privacy glass and side curtains to make the back row into a tranquil hideout. No SUV embodies more tradition than the Rolls Royce Cullinan. Under a hood topped with the Spirit of Ecstasy is a buttery smooth twin-turbo V12 with up to 592 horsepower that's moored to an 8-speed automatic transmission. All-wheel drive is standard, as is a cabin that's so softly padded and quiet, its silence at 70 miles per hour is indistinguishable from an isolation chamber. Coach doors open regally for entry into the rear seat, which is as comfortable as a thick leather couch. This is a vehicle that soothes the soul. For this, those few who can afford its mighty price tag are awarded the pleasure of being carried to their destination by one of the world's most extravagantly luxurious carriages. The Cullinan's twin-turbo 6.7-liter V12 provides 563 horsepower, 592 in the black badge model, and is whisper quiet, lest it disturbs the VIPs in the cabin. The one we tested recorded a 60 miles per hour time of just 4.5 seconds, impressive for a vehicle that weighs about 3 tons. All-wheel drive is standard, although we suspect buyers will never venture off the tarmac and risk damaging the paint. The Cullinan rides on an air suspension that receives information from a road-scanning camera and automatically adjusts the vehicle's height to compensate for imperfections in the pavement. Ride comfort is beyond the standards of regular luxury vehicles, as the Cullinan wafts down the road and transmits nothing unpleasant to the people inside. The Black Badge Cullinan Blue Shadow Private Collection is added for 2024. Inspired by the area above the Earth's surface where space begins, known as the Kármán line, the Blue Shadow Cullinan will be limited to just 62 units, all of which have already been allocated. Its lunar starlight headliner twinkles with over 1,000 little fiber-optic stars, and its leather seats wear myriad perforations that imitate how Earth looks from space. Included with each Blue Shadow Cullinan are a matching car cover, luggage set, and 1:8 scale model replica of the Cullinan, something to put on the mantle to remind you of what's parked in the carriage house. The spacious cabin is lined in box grain leather, lambswool carpeting, beautiful wood trim, and milled aluminum accents. If you want an even higher level of luxury, Rolls-Royce will customize almost every part of the Cullinan's already lavish interior with whatever delights you can imagine. The only warts in this otherwise decadent space are the fully digital gauge cluster that lacks the elegance of an analog setup and the standard rear seating that's as inflexible as a park bench. At least buyers can rectify the latter issue by optioning the 2-seat second row with adjustability and massage functions. The exterior is classic Rolls-Royce, but the vehicle's liftgate configuration allowed the brand to fit the cargo area with an optional viewing suite consisting of a pair of leather-wrapped seats and a small table that pop out of the floor. This is by far the most luxurious way to take in a polo match at the country estate. Even though this SUV is a clear break from tradition for the storied British brand, it's still an uncompromised Rolls-Royce in every way. The 2024 Lexus LX. The Lexus LX, long known as a plusher version of the iconic Toyota Land Cruiser off-road SUV, no longer has a close relative at the Toyota store. That's because the all-new 2024 Land Cruiser is now the smaller of the siblings rather than a near twin. The LX, on the other hand, is unchanged and remains a full-size luxury SUV with proven off-road toughness. It's powered by a smooth and powerful 409 horsepower twin-turbo V6 working through a 10-speed automatic transmission and 4-wheel drive. Rivals such as the Cadillac Escalade and Lincoln Navigator are more flamboyant, while the LX600, as it's officially known, delivers a more subdued sense of luxury. The LX 600 benefits from a reputation for both longevity and for being one luxury SUV that's as at home on a trail as on a boulevard. But while it delivers a supple ride and coddles its passengers in comfy seats, it lacks some of the extravagances of its similarly pricey competitors. The LX was completely redesigned for 2022 and has been little changed since. The 2024 model year sees but one update. The ultra-luxury version's rear-seat entertainment system now comes with wireless Bluetooth headphones. The price of the 2024 Lexus LX starts at $93,915 and goes up to $134,490 depending on the trim and options. We think that the luxury trim represents the best value here, value being a relative term when you're talking six-figure SUVs, as it adds niceties such as semi-aniline leather upholstery, a Mark Levinson stereo system, and handsome 22-inch wheels among other features. Buyers who reflexively gravitate to the top of the lineup should know that the ultra-luxury trim limits the cabin to just 4 seats. The LX 600 is powered by a twin-turbocharged 3.4-liter V6 engine that makes 409 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. A 10-speed automatic transmission and 4-wheel drive are both standard. Given Lexus's penchant for hybrid powertrains, we wouldn't be surprised to eventually see a gas-electric setup under the LX's hood, similar to the V6 hybrid used in the 2022 Tundra pickup, but so far the company has made no move to offer it. On the road, the twin-turbo V6 provides ample power and the refined presence that's expected in a luxury vehicle. In our testing, the LX 600 hustled to 60 miles per hour in 6.1 seconds, which will be more than enough for most drivers. The 4-wheel drive system includes a low range for when the going gets tough, although the fixed running boards would be vulnerable in serious off-road scenarios. Most LX 600 models deliver a compliant ride, although that relaxed suspension means this tall schooner lists and turns. The F-Sport model's firmer suspension quells that tippy tendency somewhat but results in more ride harshness. Every Lexus LX 600 has an impressive towing capacity of 8,000 pounds. The LX 600 earned fuel economy ratings of 17 miles per gallon city and 22 miles per gallon highway from the EPA, which doesn't sound great but is a considerable improvement over the previous generation model. We haven't had a chance to test it on our 75 miles per hour highway fuel economy route. Inside, the LX oozes luxury, starting with a wide center console between the front seats that creates a cozy cockpit environment. Quilted leather upholstery, a leather-wrapped dashboard, wood trim, and smoked chrome accents imbue the LX's cabin with a luxe ambience. The front thrones earn top marks for comfort, although they can't give you a massage, unlike those in most other luxury SUVs. The entry-level standard trim comes with room for 5 and 2 rows of seats. The mainstream premium, luxury, and F-Sport trims come with a third row that increases passenger capacity to 7. The top-spec ultra-luxury model is more for the chauffeured set with a 4-seat layout that eliminates the third row and features dual reclining captain's chairs in the second row divided by a center console, plus rear-seat entertainment displays and wireless smartphone charging capability. The LX's dashboard comes with 3 standard displays, an 8.0-inch screen for the gauge cluster, a 12.3-incher for the infotainment, and a separate 7.0-inch screen for climate and vehicle controls. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are both standard. Wireless charging is offered, and Lexus says audiophiles can upgrade the stereo to a 25-speaker Mark Levinson surround sound system if they have popped for either the LX Luxury or LX Ultra Luxury trim. No automobile shouts the presence of old money louder than the Rolls Royce Phantom. Its massive size, stately proportions, and imperious upright grille, topped with the Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament, make a statement that passers-by can't look away from as they wonder who might be sipping champagne in the sumptuously padded rear seat. The Phantom hews to Rolls tradition, for now, by still being powered by a nearly silent gasoline V12 under its long hood. A pillowy soft ride floats you gracefully across life's harsh bumps. Plush leathers, handsome veneers, and beautifully hewn metal trim surround you in the capacious interior. Coach rear doors power themselves open and closed regally at the touch of a button. There are endless customization possibilities, but no matter the color or interior trim, the Phantom delivers on its reputation for extravagantly luxurious motoring. The Phantom receives no updates for the 2024 model year, just a slight increase in pricing. The Phantom's styling, powertrain and features otherwise remain and provides the same luxurious feeling sedan from the previous model year. The price of the 2024 Rolls-Royce Phantom is expected to start around $493,000 and go up to $660,000 depending on the trim and options. One does not simply choose a Phantom or any Rolls-Royce for that matter off dealer lot. No. These cars are built to the exacting requirements of the millionaires and billionaires who purchase them, and these carriages of the rich are often customized down to the last detail. We won't even begin to suggest which special order options are worth adding because, well, how would we know? We would, however, suggest springing for the extended wheelbase model to take advantage of its limousine-like rear seat legroom. As they say, go big or go home. Prodigious power is provided by a silken 563 horsepower twin-turbo V12 paired with an 8-speed automatic and rear-wheel drive. Acceleration is brisk, but Rolls-Royce's claimed 5.1 second 0 to 60 mph time isn't anything you'd appreciate your chauffeur trying to replicate. The Phantom is better suited to easing along lazily. Delicate inputs to throttle and steering are what it likes best. To say that the ride is smooth would be an understatement. Imagine being carried aloft on a fluffy cloud. The Phantom practically levitates over the road. It features a pothole spotting camera that helps the suspension adapt to road imperfections in real time. It's a library quiet, sensory deprivation cocoon. A Phantom owner's conspicuous consumption is matched by the car's penchant for consuming fuel. The EPA's fuel economy estimates run as low as 12 miles per gallon city, although the Phantom's 20 miles per gallon highway rating actually bests the smaller Rolls-Royce Ghosts by 2 miles per gallon. If we ever are lucky enough to have a chance to put the Phantom through our 200-mile highway fuel economy test, we'll update this story with test results. Acres of wood, metal accents, and vast expanses of supple leather cover the cabin, which is no surprise for a car of this class. But there's so much more. For instance, should you want to use your Phantom to support the arts, you can specify custom artwork in place of the standard instrument panel trim. Rolls-Royce offers both a standard and long wheelbase version of the Phantom, the latter stretched by 8.6 inches, much of which results as additional rear seat legroom. Rear-hinged coach doors open to allow graceful and dramatic arrivals and departures. Rear seat passengers can be treated to myriad luxuries such as deep pile carpeted floor mats, power-adjustable seats with massage, a refrigerated console compartment for libations, remote controls for the infotainment system, and much, much more. Speaking of infotainment, the Phantom comes standard with a large infotainment display artfully hidden behind a glass panel that stretches the full width of the dashboard. It's controlled via a rotary knob on the center console. Lest you think that rear seat passengers are left out of the technology loop, the Phantom also features touchscreens that motor down from each of the front seatbacks to provide access to the car's audio and navigation systems, as well as a live TV tuner so passengers won't fall behind on their favorite shows or sports while on the way to their next engagement. The Phantom's dizzying array of optional tech includes night vision and a distinct laser light system, but Rolls-Royce also offers more conventional driver assistance features such as forward collision and lane departure warnings as standard. For more information about the Phantom's crash test results, visit the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration (NHTSA) and Insurance Institute for Highway Safety (IIHS) websites. Key safety features include standard forward collision warning, standard land departure warning, available adaptive cruise control with night vision. Like the Rolls-Royce Cullinan SUV and the smaller Ghost sedan, the Phantom comes with Rolls-Royce's 4-year/unlimited mile warranty and maintenance package as standard.